fire is passion. It is courage. It is the spark that lights the match, the flames that grow, and the torch that guides the way forward. In the zodiac, fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the pioneers, the leaders, and the seekers of truth. And in the circle of Jesus' disciples, we see fire energy alive in Peter, Philip, and James the Less. Each one carried a different face of fire. Peter, the first flame that could not be contained, Philip, the radiant light who dared to proclaim, and James the Less, the quiet fire of wisdom, burning not loudly, but steadily pointing us towards transcendence. Today we enter the fire and discover how Tesla's code of 3, 6, and 9 flows through these disciples of bold faith. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the one who rushes headfirst into the unknown, and in the disciples, Aries is Peter. Peter was bold, he was impulsive, he spoke quickly, acted rashly, and often stumbled. He denied Christ 3 times, and yet Jesus looked at him and said, "You are the rock, and on this rock I will build my church." Peter reminds us that beginnings are never perfect. They are messy, fiery, and full of mistakes. But that is the nature of fire. It burns, it refines, and it clears the path. Aries' fire, Peter's fire, teaches us that the first step is not about perfection. It's about courage, the willingness to step into the unknown and trust that Spirit will transform weakness into strength. Leo is the sign of the lion. Radiant, expressive, confident, and sometimes dramatic. And in the disciples, Leo's archetype is Philip. Philip is the one who asked bold questions, who proclaimed the truth of Christ's publicity, who wasn't afraid to stand in the light. He embodies the Leo quality of shining brightly so that others might see. There is a moment in John's Gospel where Philip says to Jesus, "Show us the Father, and that will be enough for us." This is Leo energy, direct, bold, hungry for clarity and light. Philip's fire teaches us the power of proclamation, that our faith is not only for the private chamber, but for the public square. It must shine, it must be seen, it must roar like a lion. And then we come to Sagittarius, the archer, the seeker, and the philosopher. In the disciples, Sagittarius lives in James the Less. Unlike Peter or Philip, little is written of James the Less. He did not stand at the front of the stories. He was quiet, hidden, and humble. But that, too, is Sagittarius' wisdom. Truth that does not need to shout. A torch that burns for those who are ready to see. As the 9th disciple, James aligns with Tesla's 9, the number of completion and transcendence. In him we find fire, not as a spark or a roar, but as a guiding arrow aimed towards higher wisdom. James the Less teaches us that sometimes the greatest fire is the one that burns quietly, leading us not outward, but upward. Here we see Tesla's Trinity alive in the fire. Peter's Aries spark, the reckless flame that begins all things. Philip's Leo roar, the radiant fire that shines out for all to see. James the Less's Sagittarian torch, the quiet flame of transcendence and completion. Together they form the arc of fire, beginning, shining, completing, the cycle of creation written into the disciples themselves. So I ask you, where is the fire in your life right now? Are you in Peter's season, where the task is to begin, even if it's messy? Are you in Philip's season, where you are being asked to shine, to proclaim, to speak boldly? Or are you in James's season, where the fire is quiet, guiding you into completion and higher wisdom? Take a breath and let this question rest in you. What flame is my soul carrying right now? The fire disciples teach us that faith is bold. It is not always tidy, not always polished. but it is alive, moving, and burning. In our next episode, we will ground this fire into the earth. We will meet the disciples who carried faith not as a flame, but as a steady root. Andrew the steadfast, Bartholomew the pure, and Thaddeus, the builder of divine order. The earth disciples will show us how Tesla 6, the code of harmony, lives in service, stability, and integrity.